Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So, unfortunately this week, and it's probably going to be many weeks from now on, just definitely way too busy. I'm behind in Tempest Trials, as you can see here. Not doing too great, but people are pretty lazy right now, so I can probably catch up to top 1k. Probably can't do an Allegiance Battles video. I'll try. Have to be after this, but this is where I'm ranking right now. I think I'm gonna hold top 5k, and I guess if I have some time, I'll make a video on that quickly for this week, and I'll try to do a battle every week. But yeah, and Arena Assault, just not enough time this week to record again, so I started with a 756, which I haven't seen in a super long time, and then I just kept getting like 742s, and then kind of bounced back, but the damage was done, so rip run, and it's water season, so getting top 1k is still out of the dreams. But today, gotta quickly go through all these Ether Raids replays. As you might have seen in the video where I was doing my runs day 1, I managed to get top 1 because this person happened to goof enough to give me the win. So, unrefined Wodao there. And pretty cool Seliph. Definitely considering building Seliph sometime. Don't know when, but my defense is super garbo. So here, not sure what entirely they were expecting, but sure. So I don't know if they didn't expect that bolt trap to be real because they expected the other bolt trap to be real to ward off any ranged enemies from attacking there, but that's not the meme I'm trying to pull off. So quick win there because they place, I mean, it's like of all the places you can bait, you just have to bait in the most convenient spot, am I right? But yeah, it's pretty much steamroll fest. It's either I steamroll or I get steamrolled, and it's usually the latter. As you'll see here, the proper strategy is just hit end turn with a red tank or any unit that can one-shot Kaden. Yeah, it's super easy, Cap. I mean, like, even Athun almost doesn't one-shot Kaden, so I guess maybe the memes have a chance, but not really. It's definitely not. My setup's pretty garbo still. I haven't changed it at all, except towards the end of the season, you'll see the Ether Fountain move, but that was just me moving something to see what happens. It definitely causes a new weakness into the setup, but I don't really care. Another thing I've been noticing too is people have like level 3 catapults and stuff, which is quite interesting, not gonna lie. Like, I'm pretty sure that if you max out catapult, it's pretty useful, because being able to snipe someone's, like, I don't know, level 4 Panic Manor or Tactics Room, I'm pretty sure catapult can get it to level 4. Might be wrong on that, but the ability to do that in some situations can be pretty huge, especially if they're in the much more difficult to break locations, like say on this map. They have a lot of units threatening this area here, and they have this annoying structure here, somewhere around there. But anyways, that's pretty much the deal. Here we have a Noe classic strategy, and Versa, Chilitech, pretty decent team. And as you'll see here, it's mostly, I notice most people are heavily reliant on 4 advantage, myself included. There are just some teams that Nino, there's no way she can handle unless ultra memes, pretty much. It's definitely difficult to pull off the memes with one strategy. Today, on my 2 matches, I just played really horribly. So like here, Noe manages to exactly pick up the one shot on Nino. Otherwise, probably would have gone after Caden or something. I don't know. But yeah, having forward advantage is incredibly useful. Lets you get important speed creeping. Just gives you more stats overall. For like vantage strategies, lets you tank a little better and increases your damage output a bit because forward attack is quite a big difference. Definitely. So here they activate the bolt trap, which of course is not dangerous because they just back out. But of course, those kind of things. It's like they basically had a guaranteed chance to get the kill on Lilna because even if that heavy trap was real, there was Veronica to go in. So it was a fine play, but there were some questionable plays in these replays where things might have turned out differently if the trap they activated was real. But pretty much at this point, forward advantage means you either feel, I don't know, because sometimes when I have 2 levels of forward advantage over people, it's just that my team is not engineered to deal with the specific setup they have, whereas someone with maybe like a super tank setup or maybe a Gale Force setup would definitely benefit from the extra forward stats from forward advantage. It's kind of interesting how sometimes forward advantage doesn't really actually do anything, and if anything it might hurt you by, I don't know, making you feel overconfident that because you have more stats, a lot more stats than the enemy, that I don't know. But here Sheeta's just out ready to get murdered, so rest and rip. And I don't know if they were expecting Nino to not rally or something, but we got the memes, so Nino, being Nino, is just going to annihilate even through forward advantage, 10 out of 10. And at this point, they're like, the optimal strategy is to end turn, am I right? Well, their tactics room is going to hurt them, and really hurt them. So at this point, it's completely hopeless for them to win. So, rip. There's just no way they can take out 4 units in one turn. Oh gosh. I think we're here. I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure we're here. But pretty much it's the same stuff every time. There's of course some people who have like teams like this one, which are semi non-conventional, but still, you know, there's some staples and things in here, but I don't know. So there they activate the bolt trap, and that lets us do some things. And they'll just spend some time setting up here, just breaking some structures. And I really don't know what to think of at this point, whether I should keep Sheeta around. It's like she's kinda useful for super specific matchups, and when she Wings of Mercy's in, when my meme works, it works pretty well, but the problem is when stuff like this happens, where she just gets picked off. So I don't know, kinda questionable. And of course, red units pretty much absolutely demolish my team. I basically have almost 0 counters to red units. So at least I get my heavy trap meme going in there. It's pretty obvious that this heavy trap is real, because well, you gotta stall turns as long as possible, am I right? So the main reason why I ended up moving the fountains to somewhere else was because I noticed a lot of people were actually being smart for once, and just using that to their advantage so they can box in my units, which is a common thing I see a lot of people do. They set up their units in such a way where they can get boxed in, so that's not the greatest thing. So here they make a slightly risky play by leaving Caden in range like this, but technically speaking they have a overwhelming forward advantage, so it's just going to be a clean sweep of Canagus. So like there, if Caden was someone else, it could have been dangerous, but you know, it's Caden, so Legendary Lucina isn't gonna kill any day of the week. And Sheeta's just not going to be able to do anything. Rest and rip. But yeah, Canagus is definitely a pretty decent unit right now. Like, of course, granted, this is basically the equivalent of plus 10 with a single level 4 advantage, I'd say. And it's spicy plus speed Canagus too. I don't think they intend that because, of course, he's not merged. I'm pretty sure if there was a better... They had a quote-unquote better boon that they would use that. I like plus speed so much, though. The memes. It's definitely one thing to have super strong mixed bulk, but it's another to be super fast as well, and super hard to double. It makes tanking so much easier when you don't get doubled. Of course, the counterpart is if you have so much bulk that it doesn't matter if you get doubled. But of course, at that point, you have to be able to deny specials, because we all know special procs ruin matchups a lot. So here they have a level 5 fort, but I'm not entirely sure what they were expecting here. So, I mean, Nino's just going to do her thing and annihilate a unit, and the team doesn't quite reset, but they do the classic end turn strategy, which in theory seems good until you allow the memes to occur. And here's where Tactics Room is back to meme yet again. It actually didn't matter in this particular instance if there was Tactics Room or not. The Future Vision still would have happened, I'm pretty sure, unless Nino did something strange. But here we're gonna get the meme rally, and it's just going downhill. And of course, like usual, Lona can't kill anyone, so a classic. Hopefully, I will eventually get around to getting plus 10 Lilna, because there's definitely a decent difference. So like, here's one of the people for level 3 catapult. Definitely not a terrible idea. At the start of Ether Raids, it seems like a real meme. It still kind of is to some people, but I honestly think catapult's pretty darn useful, because again, there's, I don't know if it's really that, I haven't seen it at all, but like there's the Ether Raids offense and defense skills, and I don't know. I'm not sure what the intelligence systems was expecting. Just like, why would I ever buy into this? I don't know, maybe it's just me. But it's pretty much at this point, again, the same thing over and over. Same maps, same strategies on defense. It's pretty stale. And it doesn't look like they're planning to buff completely unused maps. There's just some maps I've never seen used ever since the beginning of Ether Raids. So, I don't know what to think about that. But, yeah. Having, again, the catapult at a higher level means you can definitely take out those higher level panic manners, and which can be super helpful. But the thing is, with the catapult is, of course, you have to take up usually an important column. So like for a lot of instances, the second column where this person's infantry school is located, it tends to tends to be an important column where you might want an empty space so you can do some critical hidden run strategies with reposition and stuff. So there's that, but I mean, here if I had kept the rally on Lilna, we would have been able to attack Caden with Lilna most likely. But I mean, my defense is just super bad, so it doesn't really matter. It's mostly because Legendary Zerd is usually left at the end. That's usually what happens when people carry Dancers, and so it's Omega Wheelchair. Unless that Dancer can actually do some good damage, but when you're always at a fort disadvantage, well, there's not much I can say there. But now that I have level 5 offense 4, I'm basically trying to capitalize as much as I can on the fort advantage on offense while it still exists. Because once we get to the point where everyone has a level 5 offense and defense fort, then, well, it's gonna be a nightmare. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be a nightmare for sure. Because there are some teams where you absolutely need the ultimate hard counter to the team to win, Deathless, and grab the ether structures. It's just ridiculous what people can pull off. So like when it's, especially when it's not light season or something, things can really go downhill. But I think honestly the one thing that maybe could be banned is the number of dancers, or limited. If they limited it to 1, it would definitely be a lot more interesting. Definitely a lot more difficult on defense, because you can't make as elaborate traps, elaborate like AI traps with, I don't know, rally into maybe meme guidance aerobatics shenanigans. I don't know. I'll be right back because apparently my battery's kind of low. Alright, moving on. I don't even know what I was talking about. But I guess to talk... Oh man, this missed. 65 base attack. Jeez. And of course it's Levitain. Casually get quite a bit of attack. What is that? So I guess with +6 to all stats, that is like 104 attack ending phase. That actually is not as much as I thought it was. People might think that's crazy, but 104 attack is not a lot. If you have to fight against the weapon triangle, especially for Levitain, there's some particularly tanky blue units out there, so 104 attack is not one-shotting them all. And for Nino, there's units like Aversa where you need like over 120 attack to one-shot, but that's just a problem I'm gonna always have. At this point, it's just safe plays here. They were safe to attack like that. And by doing so, they get rid of Wings of Mercy, which saves Levitain from getting murdered by Lilna. So of course, again, if the fountain wasn't there, then they wouldn't be able to probably make that particular play. They probably could have just done some other play to maybe just, I don't know, annihilate Lilna or something. But, I already forgot where we are. I think we're here. Oh boy. Memory loss. But as you can see, a lot of people, pretty similar stuff. Definitely, this person is definitely not a whale. Not at all. Cap. It's totally possible for this person to be free to play, but like I've said in the past, if anyone just has a +10 unit, I just call that's in the 5-star exclusive pool. I tend to just call them a whale for the memes. Because of course, you can, as a free-to-play player, get a +10 exclusive, or a couple, or even 3. Like, you can get as many as you'd like, technically, as long as you allocate your resources properly. So Kaneki is just gonna do his thing. There's nothing I can do. There's no one I could possibly, that I have right now, that could possibly one-round KO this guy. I don't know if I will ever actually want to commit to building a defense because of stuff like this. And it's like, sure, if you bring units that are like armor slaying and stuff, you might be able to beat them. Like back in the day when Surtur was everywhere. running low enough like Axe Breaker and Shido with Axe Breaker was enough to deter people and generally get some kills on starters. But then, of course, if you recall at all from all those old replays, that of course I got countered by so many other teams because, well, I'm running Axe Breaker, which is a super specific tech. And now at this point I'm running Wings of Mercy. That's also quite a specific tech, but I mean, you can see here the fountain was moved at this point. It's not going to make any difference, but it's basically now people can just take out Lilna like this. So it's kind of like awkward, but it's gonna be an easy sweep for this person. Nothing I can do like usual. I just need to get some units that can nuke. I don't care too much about being able to tank because it's generally easier to make it annoying for people to initiate on your team rather than just having your units be able to nuke units. So like for example, if I put in a couple of armor slayers in here, I might get some wins. I don't know where we are. We probably just did this or not. I have no idea where we are at this point. Oh boy. Normally loss out of 10, boys. But it's, I don't know. Like if I bring armor slayers, I might be able to beat like people that use armored units to end turn and stuff. Like maybe people use Winter Fae and stuff. But everyone who uses like, I don't know, invested adult Tiki or just any decent tank would just still easily steamroll. I don't know. My team doesn't actually counter anything. It's mostly just exploiting the fact that people like baiting under the bolt trap and then they don't compute that Caden doesn't get murdered. Maybe because they forget about his weapon effects. I don't know. But either way, we can meme that 50 chip damage in a 3-wide radius. So I just gotta check. I'm pretty darn sure we did this one before. Yeah, okay. So we are somehow on track even though I've been forgetting the whole time. And we're lagging. Alright, fantastic. 11 minutes left, so yeah, I'm probably not gonna do the Allegiance Battles video. Maybe I might like put it at the end of this episode real quick. I think the time it's gonna take for me to start another recording is gonna take too long. Just panic, try and get a run in. I don't know. I can't do. Basically, I might do a quick video actually, just talking about. Actually, I'll just do it at the end of this video. Talk a bit about Allegiance Battles. I don't know, because I don't know if I want to make a video series on it. Because again, it is like it's a recurring game mode that's not monthly. It's basically like Arena 2.0/3, however you want to number the whole system, but or you could even claim it's Arena 4, but we won't go there. But here they just meme themselves on time, I'm guessing. So they were hastily trying to get the Vantage going, so they ended up losing their Legendary Azura. But it's not going to matter. So, I mean, you only really have to worry about Lilna, but they have Smite memes, so I definitely do notice quite a few maps where if I use Smite on offense, it'd be pretty useful. So I had to figure out who would be using Smite. That's kind of the big problem, honestly, is figure out who would use Smite. Because it has to be on a unit that's recurring. I don't want to have to keep putting Smite on every new bonus unit. It's quite expensive. But I mean, it's The main strategy I see people running, I don't care about the Gale Force strategies. Most people, if you're running Gale Force, you should just get a free win against my team if you play it right, generally speaking. Because of the way my colors are set up, usually there's a way to do it, to get a good Gale Force sweep. But, I mean, it's not like my team actually does much. It's all for the memes with Wings of Mercy and Kaden. Like, even though I have Selkie, I highly doubt she'll actually do anything if I put her on my defense, because she might have something like Sabotage Attack to maybe be annoying. But it's like, she doesn't, my Selkie's minus attack, and she's not exactly going to be res creeping anything too well. And even if she does minus attack out of 10 for that Super Bane, I don't know. So there was quote a questionable option. I mean, technically speaking, I'm pretty sure it would have been fine if that bolt trap was real, because they had Wings of Mercy on Micaiah. You know, what if they misinput something, Keppa? You always got to think about that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. I guess I'll just make a new recording after this real quick. But again, thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.